A popular game called Rise of Nations is a grand strategy game focused on world domination. So for example, you can invade other countries, develop your country, and make history. There are three important things you should take care of while you're playing the game: treasury, population, and manpower. Treasury is your money, population is your power, and manpower is your military. Okay, now this is your country. Some countries in this game can have formables. Formables makes your country have meaning. You must invade other countries to make a formable, and formables give you power-ups. Policies also plays a certain role in the game. Each policy has its own pros and cons. You can choose anything according to your playstyle. For example, tax reform gives you an economy boost, but it requires democracy, which is a con. I will tell you why later. And the Neutrality Act gives you some boosts, but it takes a lot of time to declare war against countries. Ideologies. Ideologies has a very important part in the game. Every ideology gives you boost-ups and cons. There are 6 ideologies which you can choose from. One of them is socialism. These are its pros and cons. The second is communism. And the third is liberalism. And the fourth is democracy. And the fifth is nationalism. And the sixth is fascism. My personal favorite is socialism. It gives OP boosts to factories and your resources. This is country rankings. It depends on your economy and your population. The better your economy is, the stronger you are, and the more people you have in your country, the stronger you are. This is your country. And this is a country in your country. And at any time these countries can declare independence and ruin your country. But Almonty, how do I make them not to declare independent? Well, it's really easy. Keep your stability up. The lower your stability is, the worse your economy and your country is going to be ruined. Here are ways to take care of your stability. Countries usually declare independence when your stability is less than 40%. And when your stability is high, your economy usually gets some boost-ups. Okay, now let's go to other countries. Select a dot from another country and you'll open up a diplomacy. With diplomacy, you can ally a country, which basically means you are now friends, and you can do the complete opposite. There are 3 justifications you can choose from. Conquest, which invades a country. Subjugate, which makes the country your puppet state. And liberation, which you destroy a country without taking it. Yes, the American way. And you can set monthly or one-time aid like money or manpower. Okay, now the important part, your economy. This is your income, this is your expenses. Income mostly comes from tax or population, and expenses usually comes from your trades and your military enforcements. The more military you have, the more money you need to spend it on. This is your economic laws, taxation laws. You can set it to minimum and earn a lot of stability percentage, but at the same time you won't get a lot of money. Or you can set it to maximum and earn a lot of money, but your stability will decrease. This is your government spending. The higher it is, the higher your stability, and the higher your money spending is gonna be. And this is research spending. Research points are used in technology, which I will explain later on. The higher it is, the faster the progress, but the higher the expenses is gonna be. Okay, now, the resources. Resources is very important to your country. Very, very important. There are more than 12 resources in this game, and each resource has its own special use. For example, tungsten can be used to build tanks, and tanks are very strong, and every country has its own resources. Russia is very OP when it comes to resources. It has mostly every resource in the game. This is your technology. You can upgrade your soldiers, tank, economy, or even technology itself. With each category has its own important stuff to your country. Upgrade it and your country will be strong. But Almonty, how do I invade other countries? This is where 90% of the game comes to. And its steps. I'm gonna be Japan and invade South Korea. Select your cities and then select units to recruit soldiers. These soldiers can be your infantry, tank, navies, and air force. This is your infantry. He is cheap and very easy to recruit. He only requires money. He is gonna be a part of my plan. And this is your tank. He needs money and resources, and these resources must have a factory to make, motor factory and steel factories. And these factories requires other resources to make, which you can get from tradings or from your own country if it does have it. And this is your navy. They are immune to tanks and infantry. They have a specific range and can kill other soldiers from land. This is your air force. There are different types of air forces, and they also require factories. They can bomb other cities, kill other soldiers or tanks, and travel at very high speeds. Now that we finished, let's invade a country. You can select your soldiers and move them to a specific route or auto-capture them. And you can also merge them or split them. Now keep in mind, the higher the population of the city is, the harder it is gonna capture it. And tanks is a very good way to capture square cities. Square cities basically mean that they are over 1 million population. Use tanks to capture large cities and use infantry to capture small cities. Capture them one by one or auto-capture them. Okay, El Monte, I captured every city. What should I do now? Click on their country picture on the bottom right and negotiate terms. Depending on what justification you chose from, there are going to be different negotiations you can choose from. I chose conquest, which basically means I want to take over the country. You can negotiate terms with it by taking its resources and money and their land. You can annex specific lands or annex all of them. Now you have taken over a country. Keep in mind that there are always a lot of things to take care of while invading a country. I can't fit them in one video. If this video does well, I will make a part 2.